Hi students, this is a tutorial on our training 6. So we're going to look at our tutorial by going to modules, scrolling down to our training, and we are on the nearest neighbor analysis training. Now you're going to use information in this training that you've used already. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through here. Now, if this looks familiar because this is earthquake data that we've already used, we're just going to go ahead and download this file and this file. Okay, and that's a shortcut to get to where we want to be. And then I'm going to make sure that my files end up in the right place, and as usual I want them to be in my GIS folder, and so off screen I am going to move them into my GIS folder. GIS folder. There it is. Alright, and so now when I open up QGIS, I pull QGIS over, I can go to my QGIS folder and look for my files. Alright, so the names of those files were populated places is the one I'm looking for today. So I'm going to pull that over, projects thing. So I am going to, I want my recent projects to disappear. GIS, there it is. So this is another way to open instead of dragging. For some reason it's having issues, probably because it's got all those recent projects in the way. I am just going to open data source, and I'm going to go to sample populated places. We can do just that if we want, and add, and there they are. Okay, alright, so there they are. Now I want to, we've done this before, we have added earthquake data. So we're going to add earthquake data by clicking, again, add a data source. Click on delimited text. We are going to click on these three buttons over here. That's the browse button, and we're going to go to our folder, wherever that is, and we're going to look for our earthquakes data. And so there it is. Let's see, I've got to choose the right one. I'm pretty sure this is the one because today's the 20th, and I'm going to open that up. And I've got on custom, delimiter, and tab under file format, so that's good. I want to make sure I've got under geometry definition, under X field I want longitude, Y field I want latitude, and I want my geometry CRS to be the 4326. So if it's not on that, then that's, you need to make sure that it's there. Okay, and then you're going to click add down here. Okay, and you can see, I'm going to close this out. We got, oh, they're too close in color, so let's change some colors here. Let's change this pink to a gray. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to change that pink to a gray. Probably just swing this around. There we go. And I'm going to click apply and OK. And I just want to make it look better, so that's what I'm doing. And so I'm going to change this one to a brighter red, like a scarlet. I'm a Buckeye from the Buckeye State, so I'm going to make it look kind of Ohio Statey. Okay, there we go. There we go. And so, all right. So, so what's the difference between these dots? Well, the red dots are the what we can see as earthquakes from 1999 to 2000, or I'm sorry, 1900 to 2000. You can see where they're at. Long tectonic plate fault lines is pretty much where they exist for the most part. And so the rest of these are all cities or populated places. And so what we want to do now is we want to find out what is the closest populated place to each of the earthquake areas, okay? And so we're going to do that. But first, there's a few things we got to do. First, let's look at our data. So I went up here. Again, here is, so I'm, let's click on populated places for a minute. And let's look at the data. We're looking at the data. We can see we've got city names, stuff like that. Okay. Close that out. Let's go up to earthquakes. Look at that data. Always good idea to see what kind of data you have. So if I scroll through here and I look at some of the data, I see null values in certain places. At the top, I see a null value all the way across, and that's not good. We don't want that. And so let's see if we can get rid of some of this excess data that is kind of clogging up our spreadsheet here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go over to processing, and we're going to go to toolbox, and over here in toolbox we are going to delete. Okay, and I did delete in the search bar here. Now we're going to click remove null geometries right here. So I'm going to double click that. And so what we've got here is the earthquake data. We are going to also click remove empty geometries. And we're going to just click run. Okay, and then close. And so now we've got another thing here. Non-null geometries. So it got rid of some of that stuff. Now I'm going to unclick this for a minute. And again, so this has got purple on it. I really like my red. So I'm going to change this color to my red. And see if I can get it kind of a scarlet red. Ooh, that's pretty. I like it. There we go. All right, so now we've got that. And now we need to calculate the distance between the two dots, okay? Oh, by the way, if we go in and look at the attribute table, we can see that top value that had the null data is gone. There's still some nulls in there, but the geometries where they didn't have it, that information is gone. And so now we want to calculate the distance to the closest populated area for each of these earthquakes over the last, 100 years. Okay. So what we're going to do now is double check our instructions, because that's always a good thing to do. Let's see, where is my instructions? There we go. Here's our instructions, and we've done step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so we have totally just gone through this super quick. Step 10 is just making sure that all of your information is accurate, and so that you have your total features there. So if we went, it says there's 2578. Let's look at mine and see if it's at least close. We'll do our attribute table, 2578. So we're right on. We've got our latitude and longitude look great. So we're good. We're good to move forward. All right. So, let's move on to this next one. So now what you're going to do in the processing toolbox is type in distance to, and this is going to bring up something under vector analysis. Okay. So we're going to go back up here and we're going to delete, and we're going to distance. So you're going to calculate the distance between two vector files. Okay. So this is really helpful with different points. Okay. Distance to, and so we're looking at vector analysis. There it is. And distance to, and we're going to do this one, line to hub, nearest hub. Okay. So distance to nearest hub. All right. So that's what we're going to do our analysis on. Now there's a few things we need to change here. First of all, this top one is correct. This is our source layer of points, but we do need to change this bottom one to our populated areas. So we're going to change it to that one. Okay. And then we're wanting to change, so this is the hub layer name. We want to add the name so that when we look at our earthquakes, we can see the name of the city that's closest to it. And we want to see this in kilometers. In science, we do everything in kilometers. You could do it in miles. That doesn't bother me at all, but you totally could. So we're just going to name this your lab has it earthquakes with nearest city. Okay, so let's go back to this. Let's click on these three dots over here, save to file, and let's just so earthquakes with nearest city. Okay, and I am just going to put little underscores in between each of the words because that is what GIS people do. And we see that it is in the file format GPKG. That's exactly what we want. And we're going to click save. All right, and then it shows up in the right place, except for it's under training 4. So I'm going to fix that real quick. We don't want it under training 4. Let's make a new training 6. I should probably have put some other stuff in there, but training 6, and then earthquakes near city. I think I left out a word. That's all right. Okay. All right, so we're good to go. We're going to click run. This will take a minute because there's quite a bit to do. Depending on your computer, it may take longer, but it'll say complete down here when it is done, and you can click close. And now you see that there are some arrows around here from the, or not arrows, but lines to the different thing. All right, so now we can zoom in to different parts of the world to see what's going on, so that we can make a map, so we have something to turn in. Before we jump to making a map, I guess I should show you, if you go to earthquakes near city, so that was what we just made, and we open the attribute table, and we scroll over to the end, we can see the same earthquake data, but now we've got a city over here with kilometers to distance to the nearest earthquake. or the earthquake, how far it was from the city when it went off. Okay. All right, so now we need to make a map to turn in. So I'll do Southern California. Now, one of the neat things that you can do is there's a whole bunch of built-in stuff that you can include in that are included in QGIS. So let me just show you one. This one is Open Streets Map that is already built into your system. I'm just going to pull that in and look what happens. All right. Now, since it's on top, it's going to cover up everything I did. So the way you fix that, I'm going to get rid of that, pull this up. The way you fix that is pulling it down to the bottom. And then everything else is on top. Okay. So you can look in closer. Now the red lines are the same color as some of these streets, and so they're hard to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the symbology on here. I'm going to give it a neon effect, and I'm going to change the color to green. I think it went the other way. There we go. And I'm going to click apply. What? You know what? I don't really like that green on here. Let's see. Maybe there's something else we can do. So let's try blue maybe. See if that works. Oh, I like. Okay. It's a little thick, so let's make it a little thinner. So I'm going to apply that, and I can see down here that it's thinner. It's kind of what I like, so that's what we're going to go with. I do want the dots to be on top, so I'm going to pull this down to below my populated areas, and now the dots are all on top. And I think I am ready to make a map. Okay, so what I'm going to do, as usual, I'm going to go to Project. I'm going to go to New Print Layout, click OK, and now I've got my new layout available to me. I'm going to add items, click on the map, add a map, and I'm just going to drag it in here. It's rendering my map. All right, and so I've got this map down here. So I'm going to adjust it just a tad by clicking on this, and I'm going to pull it over a little bit because I want more of California in this image. And then it'll take a second to fix. Now I've got center, and I can dump all the information I want down here. And it will look fabulous. All right, so let's do a legend first. Put my legend down here. Okay, so I've got this information. Obviously, it doesn't look very good, so I'm going to adjust the recording screen over a little bit and move my face to right here. So let's move things around a little bit. So I don't really need this, so I'm going to click on the auto update button, and I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click minus. You can see that it went away. I am going to change how this is written. So I double clicked on that, and I am going to write in distance to earthquake to city, nearest city. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to nearest city. Notice that it's a title, so it's got to have some capital letters in there. Then we're going to adjust this one, and this is populated places. So I'm just going to type this in as cities. Okay, and then I'm going to go back. I do not need this one in there because it's included in the null geometries one, and then I'm going to just change this one to earthquakes. Okay. Earthquakes. Okay. All right, so now we've got a legend. I'm just going to move down there. I am going to add a north arrow. Let's do that right here. I kind of want to change my north arrow, so I'm going to go over here and click on arrows. I think I want it to look more like that. Okay, so we got my north arrow. Let's see, could we add a scale bar? Let's add a scale bar. So it defaulted to that 200 kilometers. So let us really quickly so it's on map 1, single box. I want to do a double box. And label unit multiplier. Okay, we're good there in kilometers. Actually, I think that's right. Customize number format, average top. Okay, so we're good there. I think I like that. I'm going to adjust it just a tad. There we go. And now I want a title, right? So let's add a title. Where is my title button? Oh, label. That's right. The label button. We'll put this right here. And let's put earthquakes and nearest cities. And let's click on font. And let's change the color to, I'm going to go white on this one. There we go. And then let's change our font size. And good. All right, so this is my map. I hope you enjoy it. Again, you're going to want to print it out in, or not print it out, but export it as a PDF. And then you're going to upload it to the assignment. So I'll put Klein, earthquake, and nearest city. Okay, and I'll click save and save. And then I'm going to add my PDF. So I hope that was helpful. Have a great day.